The latest Fallout 76 update just dropped a nuke on every builder's world, and in the best possible way. Camp building has finally broken free from years of restrictions, weird placement rules, and clunky UI behavior. For the first time since Appalachia opened its doors, builders actually feel like they've been given power instead of punishment. And this update, it changes everything. The UI, the blueprinting system, the functionality, the quality of life. But most importantly, it shatters the building limits that have haunted camps since launch. When you first open the build menu after the update, you'll notice something instantly. It doesn't look anything like the old one. The whole menu has been redesigned from the ground up, and the navigation feels closer to something you'd see in a city building game rather than Fallout's usual console-style interface. If you've ever played The Sims, you'll feel right at home. There are now subcategories inside categories, clean divisions, smoother scrolling, and a layout that doesn't make you feel like you're flipping through a junk drawer. You can go straight from one major category to another without clicking through 100 items. It's faster, cleaner, and honestly, long overdue. Down near the bottom of the screen, you'll see an Options button, and this lets you tweak the visibility of the sidebar that opens when you hover over items. Some players prefer a minimal sidebar to keep the screen clear, while others want to see their full list of choices at once. Being able to adjust this sounds small, but when you're building large structures or designing layered interiors, it saves an insane amount of time. The menu adapts to your style instead of forcing you to adapt to it. But here's the biggest shift. The Modify menu has changed completely. Before this update, you could hover over an object and immediately scrap it, store it, or replace it. Now you have to toggle into Modify mode to do those actions. It takes some getting used to because it changes the muscle memory we've had for years. But the new system is more deliberate, cleaner, and reduces accidental scrapping, something every builder knows too well. Replacing items does behave a little weird right now. If you're swapping multiple foundations or repeating the same replacement action, the game sometimes shifts the default item unexpectedly if you accidentally look at a different object type. If you're replacing floors and glance at a wall, the replacement option might reset. It's not game-breaking, just mildly irritating. For now, the trick is simple. When you're replacing multiples, don't look away from the object type you're working on. Storage objects, history, and blueprints are now all housed inside the Modify menu under a new History tab. This cleans up the interface, but occasional bugs do pop up, like the movement keys suddenly navigating the menu instead of moving your character. If that happens, just exit and reopen the build menu. It's a temporary glitch that will almost definitely be patched soon. But let's be real. The UI changes aren't the reason the entire builder community is losing their minds this week. The real reason everyone's drooling is this one thing. Building restrictions are effectively gone. For the first time ever, Fallout 76 lets you build like a true architect instead of a prisoner chained to arbitrary rules. And the freedom is unlike anything the game has ever allowed. You can place items through world objects. You can build around existing structures. You can finish damaged buildings. You can place walls inside walls, reshape ruins, and renovate abandoned locations. Debris on the ground? Irrelevant. Awkward terrain? No longer a problem. This is beyond what even relaxed building in custom worlds allowed. You no longer get spammed with "item not visible," "requires support," or "placement blocked" warnings that made no sense. Free cam is finally free, and building is limited only by your imagination and the item budget. To help you build with maximum creativity, there are 3 major placement modes: Snap, Collide, and Free Place. Each of them far more powerful now. Snap behaves like the classic adventure mode snapping, where floors snap to floors, walls snap to foundations, and decor aligns to surfaces. But with restrictions removed, snapping no longer forces strict placement rules. You can remove objects supporting stairs or floors, and the game no longer cries about it. Collide allows objects to push through each other, but still maintain a sense of gravity or placement surface. This is great for interior decoration because it prevents items from floating or misaligning by tiny amounts. Free place is pure freedom. Items can float, phase, clip, merge, shove through walls, or slide into structures. You can place objects in midair, push decor into floors, build layering effects, create intricate interiors, and even shove pieces through terrain. It's creative mode for real, and it opens up possibilities that didn't exist outside glitch building until now. But even with the new system, some old techniques still matter. Dropping items through pressure plates, sinking objects into the ground, and merging decor onto shelves still have value in specific cases because they behave differently than free placement. For example, if you want an item to rest on top of another and act like a single stack, you'll need snap or collide. Free place won't link them as a unit. Blueprints also behave differently. Auto blueprints now function correctly when moving camps, but only for objects that were placed using snapping. Free placed items won't join into a single blueprint. They'll separate into individual stored pieces. If you want to blueprint a full structure, make sure your original pieces were snapped, not floating. Merged items can now be blueprinted, and better yet, they will stay merged when placed if you place them using free place mode. If you place them with snapping on, the game will try to fix them and pop them back to their default positions. So the rule is simple: snapped when built, free placed when dropped back into the world. This also means structural tricks like foundation flips and bay window blueprints still work exactly as before, but now with fewer restrictions and smoother placement. There are a few drawbacks. The first is that the current build menu has no search bar, which absolutely needs to be added. With how much content exists now, scrolling through categories can still feel long. Hopefully this gets patched in. Second, ghosting camp modules, a classic builder trick used to place sky camps, doesn't currently function in the PTS. This might come down to server latency, so it's unclear whether the live version will block it too. Bethesda has publicly said they support sky camp building, so the hope is that they add a simple fix. Allow camp modules to be free placed the same way other objects are. That would solve everything instantly. Even with these drawbacks, this is still the single biggest upgrade camp builders have ever gotten. The restrictions are gone. The menu is better. Free cam is finally free. Decor merging is cleaner. Blueprints are more reliable. And the building limit feels wider than the Appalachia horizon. It's a new era for Fallout 76 builders, and honestly, it's about time.